All right, so let's talk about a little bit of the NBA. The NBA is going on, John. I don't know if you're aware. The NBA is going on. I have a 5-leg parlay right now, and there's an option of it hitting. All right, there's a chance of it hitting. Okay. Not a long shot, but a good shot. Let's talk about this NBA.
This is the one with the round ball in the hoop.
The round ball in the hoop. I got Wizards money line, Rockets money line, Cavs money line, Pacers money line, which Pacers are getting smoke checked. So probably not going to hit. OKC's beating them 91-67.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, so probably going to lose the bet. That's all right. Happens. We live to bet another day.
Well, you do.
You do. You really do. And the worst part is I didn't even want to fucking bet on this one. I wanted to put the heat on it, but I was like, I'm too nervous. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Well, the Cavs are going to lose.
The Cavs might lose it. See, at this point, I want more than one team to lose on this parlay just because I don't want one team to fuck it.
I'm the same way.
Okay, but let's get into it. NBA, we do a little bit of the round ball going into this round hole.
Yeah.
Few key things. Steph Curry finally back in the lineups. He was injured, shoulder, a little shoulder injury. Hurt my fantasy team.
I mean, he's a little pussy. So.
But easy.
Is he not?
No, I don't think so. I'm Team Steph Curry. I like him.
Oh, fuck Steph Curry.
He won, and he went through the trials and tribulations of what I've always knocked him against, is always having a good team and never having to go through anything. And he's gone through a few seasons where he's been like the only guy on his team that's trying his best and fight for his damn life. So I respect that a little bit. He hasn't been always the Teflon where he's always never had to face anything. He's always had a good coach, always had good teammates, always had good staff around him. He's never had to go through the ups and downs, and he's had that a little bit. I'm back on Team Steph. And also, he does really good podcasts when he comes on guests and stuff, so I think he's a very intelligent guy. Nevertheless, hurt my fantasy team. That's okay. Let's get into it. Celtics, Nuggets. If they played a 7-game series right now, you got to take who?
Sorry, I was thinking. You said Celtics.
Celtics, Nuggets, 7-game series. Who you got to take right now?
I am taking the Nuggets.
2 best records. Nuggets, Celtics.
I'm taking Nuggets.
Yeah, see, listen, I'm Team Nugs, but I think I would take the Celtics there. I mean, they got a deep bench. They got Malcolm Brogdon, very good at the round ball. He'd be starting probably 2-guard on probably 24, 25 of the NBA teams, maybe 22. Pick and choose your poison there. He's coming as a 6-man there. They're very deep. They're playing very good at the round ball, and I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are taking a really big leap this year. But the thing is, Jokic is just so good. I mean, this dude might fuck around and win his 3rd MVP in a row.
He might.
And I wouldn't see why not, too. I mean, they're the best record in the West. Best record in the NBA, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I
think, no, it's Celtics. But I think they're...
By a game.
Because Celtics have played one more game.
By a game and a half.
Do you count that as a game and a half?
Well, because they got 2 more wins and then 1 less loss. So
okay, yes, game and a half.
Yeah.
So, I think that's definitely the case there. If you look at the second seeds, you got Bucks in the East, Grizzlies in the West.
Mm-hmm.
You look out, this game's starting to shake out, and everything's starting to kind of come to fruition here because we're almost at the halfway point. If we've actually already passed the halfway point. 42 games in the season. No, 41 games. We're already past the halfway point. The way these seedings are shaking out, let's go to the East, top 6, because we can go argue 7 through 8, at 7 through 10 every day of the week till we're blue in our face. Let's go top 5.
Okay.
Argue 6 and below every day. Because most of the times I feel like in the East and the West at the end of the year, the 6 through 10 spot are only 2 games separated anyway. Mm-hmm. Unless it's just a really weird year. But you got you got Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Nets, Cavs. It's top 5 teams in the East in that order. Does the East finish in that order? Where do we see some movement? Where do we see some shakeup here?
I mean, I think it's going to be almost impossible for it to finish in this order. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Celtics have kind of pulled away a little bit. They're 4 games above everyone. But, I mean, 2 through 5, Bucks, Sixers, Nets, Cavs are all within a game of each other. Mm-hmm. So I think this shakes up a little bit. I do think the Sixers end up finishing 5th out of this. Mm-hmm. I think, and then it'll be the Cavs and the Nets fighting for 3rd. Bucks, I think, stay 2nd.
Yeah, I don't hate that personally. I kind of like that one. Nets were the hottest team in the NBA there. I think they're 18 of 20. I think they're 17 or 18 of 20 of their last 20 games. They're on a crazy win streak, doing crazy things, looking very good. Come back down to earth a little bit. Obviously, that's going to happen. You're going to have ebbs and flows. But personally, I think the Sixers or the Celtics, not the Celtics, Sixers or the Nets, one of them falls out. I actually like to think the Heat make it in that top 5 scenario. I think we'll flirt with that 5 to 6 spot.
I think you get the 6.
I think it just depends on what happens, injuries and trade deadline, right? I think the Heat are going to be active in the trade deadline. Personally, I think the Cavs should be. I think they should definitely trade Karis LeVert, one other person maybe, away, try and get a little bit better shooting or a little bit better defense, somewhere filling the gap where they need it most.
Yeah.
And Nets to me don't really have much to trade anyway, and then the Sixers don't really have much to trade anyway as well. So I think those are the two. I think the Heat are going to be active in the trade deadline. The Knicks kind of surprising me a little bit so far with how well they're playing, just because I don't feel like they're that good of a team. I think they're just playing really well.
And the Knicks are just a franchise that just collapsed.
Crumbles.
And you're only a game behind them at this point. And the Heat they had a bad start.
Yep.
And they're playing a lot better ball right now. I do think the Heat end up passing the Knicks.
Say that again, yeah.
The Knicks. They're not passing the Celtics.
Not passing the Celtics.
But they are going to be passing up the Knicks, and I think they do cement that 6th seed. Again, like you said, if they're very active at the trade deadline, who knows?
Right.
But I think they do cement that 6th seed, and if they pass anybody to get up to the 5, I think it will be the Sixers. I just don't see the Heat passing the Nets or the Cavs or the Bucks.
Yeah, it'll definitely be tough. It's one of those ones where you're gonna have to go on like a 4 or 5 game win streak.
Yeah.
Cavs go on a 2-3 game slide. So
Which is possible.
Very plausible.
Yeah.
But you got to start having 4 or 5 game win streaks consistently. If you lose one, you got to win like 2 or 3 in a row. Something like that. Right. Putting good winning basketball out there. But let's bounce over to the West.
The West.
1 seed Nugs, 2 seed Grizz, 3 seed Pels, 4 seed
the Kings.
The darkest horse of them all, the Sacramento Kings, and then the 5 seed Dallas Mavericks. 1 through 5. Do we think this order holds up?
This has a better chance of holding up than the other one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'd like to say the Kings stay here,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Who knows how much that's gonna stay up? I do think the Mavericks, just with Luka, I think they will pass the Kings. Who knows with the Clippers? I feel like Warriors know that they have Steph back. They can kind of get in that picture too. They're only about 3 games behind the Kings at 4, and they're at 7. So I think the Kings end up falling. And then the Mavericks take their place, and then somebody else takes that 5 seed. I think the Kings still make the playoffs, but I don't think they're in that top 5.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's going to be a tough pick for them as well, just because they're not supposed to be really winning this much.
No.
Not saying that they're tanking, but they're definitely not supposed to be winning as well as they have been.
Mm-hmm.
But that just goes to show you that De'Aaron Fox is that guy, and Domantas Sabonis, who I've been a big fan of for a long time now. Very good at the round ball.
Very good.
I am surprised by the Warriors fall off a little bit there. I figured they'd be still a little more competitive in that place. First, full off season, feet back under them, not injured, getting in the grind. The Grizzlies are surprising me a little bit. Still very young team, and a lot of guys miss a lot of time. I mean, John Morant's missed some time, Desmond Bane's missed some time, Jaren Jackson Jr.'s missed some time, and they're still winning games. That just goes to show the depth that they have. And I figured their youth would show, and it still hasn't. They were a 3 seed last year, or 2 seed last year, and they were there for a reason. Now they're back at it, and it's kind of crazy. But like I mentioned before, Nuggets look really fucking good, man. I mean, Jokic is doing everything he can to keep that team afloat and keep it going, and he's balling. And they're 9-1 in their last 10, and the Grizzlies are 10-0 in their last 10. They're on a 10-game win streak. So
the Cavs did just take the lead back, though.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
I really need the Pacers to take the lead back, though, which is not going to happen.
That might not happen. So
it won't happen.
So it might be even more soul crushing for you. But I mean, if the Grizzlies would have won, they would have tied the I guess they could still win, but they'll tie the Nuggets for the 1st seed, unless the Nuggets play tonight.
No, I don't believe the Nuggets play. No, the Nuggets play tonight. They play the fuck do the Nuggets play? They play the Minnesota. Thank you.
Okay, but they're only a half game behind, and that's only because the Nuggets have played one more game and they have one more win.
Yeah, so we'll see. That's definitely going to be an interesting playoff picture. I think the West is going to be a little bit more black and white. I think it's kind of wild that the Jazz were supposed to be tanking and supposed to be losing, and they are in the playoffs currently. So that's kind of like a fun little teaser to keep your eye out for, and kind of keep the mood going and keep everything looking out for them. But it's pretty much a crapshoot. It's going to be a great finish to the season. We're halfway through. Trade deadline's going to get spicy. We're going to talk about all the trades. We're going to probably talk some trade scenarios next week. See what we'd like our teams to get, don't get, or where we think some big name players are going. But that's kind of where we're at right now in the NBA season.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Cavs are back.
I mean,
If they win, the Cavs are back.
dog, Cavs are so back. I mean, Darius Garland's out. Or, not Darius Garland.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's out right now.
Yeah,
So,
you know who's not back?
who's not bad?
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay, fuck them.
My computer just died.
Your computer just died. That's a travesty. But
the Cavs are back. Not
the Cavs are back, not a travesty. Ohio State
basketball.
sucks fucking ass. Travesty. Yeah.
Before we move on to our next segment, let's thank our second sponsor, National Road Golf Course. National Road Golf Course, they got the simulators. We talk about it. It's cold.
It's cold.
It's wet. It's going to rain a lot tomorrow. It's going to be raining a lot tomorrow.
Is it? I didn't even know.
Do you think that means we shouldn't be golfing? I don't think that means we should be golfing. I'm not golfing outside, of course. The course will be closed.
No, but if only there was something we can use.
I think a simulator we could use.
We could use their simulator.
We could use a simulator. Go to National Road Golf Course just outside of West Jefferson, Ohio, off of Route 40. They have the simulators inside. You can use all the bays. They got 3 bays. You can play anywhere in the world pretty much. You want nice weather? You want rain? They got it all. They got all the things you need. High winds, low winds, no winds. Just want to go to the driving range, chip and putt. They also got that option for you too. So check out our friends at National Road Golf Course off of Route 40, just outside of West Jefferson, Ohio. Be a friend, tell a friend, let them know that we sent them. We love them and we love you.
And they love us.
Awesome. Let's get to our next segment, guys. All right. Ryan, you mind if we get to our next segment? I know you're getting fired up over there. Relax. Let's get to the next segment. John,